Hello, everyone. I'm honored and grateful to have you here tonight. Um, this is the first webinar we are organizing this school year. Please tell me right in the chat box what are your expectations. What would you like to find out today? What would you like us to focus during this meeting? Um, I want to tell you that today I have a special friend with me. Vali Gazdak will join and will let you know the novelties regarding Erasmus projects and Erasmus deadlines and Erasmus accreditation and projects and everything we need to know in terms of applying for Erasmus projects. But since the the first deadline, the one that's approaching and is giving us headaches, it's the one related to eTwinning schools. I will start. I will start the presentation regarding the application for the eTwinning school label. After that, I will ask you to be and remain here because we will have a common interactive activity regarding Web2 tools for Erasmus and eTwinning projects, collaborative instruments for our classroom if you want to. Um, and I will tell you now, everyone participating, everyone joining to the last activity, to the one regarding Web2 tools will receive a special certificate other than the one for today's participation. The feedback form will be released at the end. We were planning to stay with you until we will have questions, so we will try to answer all your questions. Um, Let me just tell you that I will focus on eTwinning mission, and Vali will present you the Erasmus call for projects 2023. Why did we consider it's important to focus on these activities? Actually, in my experience as an eTwinner, as a teacher, as a vice principal, I noticed that eTwinning was the basis for everything that we managed to achieve in our school. This year, my school receives for the first time the European School title. It's a recognition offered by the Ministry of Education in Romania. It's a pretty important recognition which offers some financial retribution to the school also. It's not a huge amount, but it's the title of European School. And let me just tell you that we as a school, we teachers and students and leadership, at Petru Rareș, we always considered ourselves to be an eTwinning, to be a European school. Um, I want to tell you that in my school, uh, a school that joined eTwinning in the 2009, and I am so proud and happy for being the teacher who registered the school. Um, in our school, eTwinning became a part of our curriculum. eTwinning became, if you want, the opportunity to join after that Erasmus project and to become a recognized school on European good practices. But we started with projects in 2009. And I want to tell you that there was not 1 year without eTwinning activity. So everything that we have built during these years as a community of professionals was around eTwinning. There were years with projects, there were years with professional development, webinars, online courses, just hanging out and discussing in the in the forum on the forums in eTwinning. But it was a constant presence in our school, and I am very, very proud with that. And since we're discussing about eTwinning and about eTwinning school application and why is it important for your school to be recognized as an eTwinning school? I am an eTwinning ambassador. Vali is an eTwinning ambassador, and I know that among us there are other eTwinning and Erasmus ambassadors. It's very hard for a teacher to work by himself. It's very, very hard if you don't attract your colleagues. So one ambassador, one teacher by himself does amazing things, but if you can have a group of teachers working with you, then you can really influence things among you. And since there are many friends of ours here, I just want to tell you a thing. It's very, very important to attract the headmaster into the eTwinning project, to have him as part of what's happening on eTwinning, so that he knows what's happening, and not just the headmasters, not just the school board. It's important that everybody in the school uh, for everybody in the school to have a vision of what's happening in your classes. Um, you will see that on the new application we have the Erasmus corner or the Twinning corner as one point in our school. So maybe those corners that you all have in your classes, in the amazing projects that you run, should and could become part of your school eTwinning corners. Um, so what I just wanted to say, eTwinning has been a part of our school since 2009. And will be a huge part of our school, no matter what other projects we will be running in the future. We had some prizes on eTwinning, but apart from the prizes, I treasure the people I met on eTwinning, the competencies I managed to develop for myself and for my students as part of this amazing project, and this is something that's invaluable. Um, so the journey started with eTwinning, but the company was very, very important. I was telling you that, of course, the destination is very important, and you've seen that I was bragging there with the Erasmus accreditation, which which actually is something that we are proud of, and it will allow us to meet friends from eTwinning and collaborate with schools from abroad. But it's very important to keep in mind that all that happened in our school wasn't just because of some teachers working. It was important to have a group of teachers, but it was the constant collaboration of different groups of students and teachers in our school. We are a European Parliament ambassador school, and as a European Parliament ambassador school, we started and tried to give voice and choice to our students. We try to let them to let them spread the good word about the projects and about what we are learning in these projects. So not just students working in eTwinning projects, but we tried every Erasmus we had up to this point to have it as an eTwinning project. And since we are so in love with it, we had the projects with two eTwinning. We had Erasmus projects with two eTwinning, twin spaces, because it was during pandemics and we had the 3 years. And of course the student council was a constant in our activities, not just involved in our activities, but we constantly try um, to ask them to do more, to speak about it, to let us know what their needs are in terms of projects and in terms of development of our school. What are eTwinning schools? eTwinning schools are models for other schools. eTwinning schools are ambassador schools. eTwinning schools are, if you want, schools with good example of digital practices, schools that are more advanced on in terms of online safety, schools that innovate, schools that have teachers and students who are creative and work in teams, in international teams. Um, Schools that never stop learning and developing professionally, and schools that collaborate. So shared leadership, collaboration, inclusion, and students as agents of change are some of these um, qualities. and also the role model for other schools. I mean, okay, it's very important for you as school to develop. It's very important for you as school to do amazing things, but it's wonderful if you can influence your community, your region, the community, I don't know, the local community, the regional community, and why not the national and the international one. So when you become part of a cluster, you become part of some amazing schools making a difference, then you will want to have the recognition also for it. My school has the twinning school label since the first year that it was offered to schools. We applied the second time also, and now we are writing the application for this year's eTwinning school labels. And let me just tell you a very, very, very important information we have just received. It appears that the deadline, which was supposed to be the end of January, will be set to 14th of February. So I think that we will have a little bit of time if you if we are still working on the application. So it's not going to be the end of this month. We will have two extra week because yeah, there are some problems still with the platform. People are working on it. So yeah. It's going to be 14th of February. It's an information we just received on the ambassador group. I think they will publish it on Facebook and on eTwinning soon. But if we will have 2 more weeks, then it's perfect. So um, what's the mission of the school? The mission of the school is to become an inclusive school, a school focused on safety, face-to-face and online safety, a school offering opportunities for students to collaborate and learn in diverse environments with students from abroad. So why would you want to become an eTwinning school? If you are an eTwinning, and I'm sure that all of you who are here are interested either in eTwinning school application or on what Vali will tell you about Erasmus. So if you are an eTwinning school, you want to have the title because it gives visibility to your school. It offers recognition for your teachers and students who have been so impressively involved in the activities. So, and you want that recognition, even if it's a symbolic one, you still want it because that makes you actually be a part of the European schools making a difference. And of course, as an eTwinning school, you can make some changes. You can make some maybe little changes, but on the long term, it's important. So if you're not an eTwinning school yet, uh, if you just joined the new platform, if you are only for a year or so on eTwinning, stay focused because we will show you what's the criteria for receiving the label. And maybe if you don't have all those activities um, up to this date, you can work this year very hard and you can obtain it in the future. So if you ask me, we have the quality labels for the project and we don't work for the quality labels, but it's very important to know what is supposed to be quality in eTwinning. On the same page, it's very important to know what does the European Commission consider as being qualitative for eTwinning schools. So in these terms, we can go slowly to the application and see what are those criteria. Um, all the schools who had the prerequisites, like 2 years of working on the platform, at least 3 twinning teachers involved in projects or other kind of professional development on eTwinning, or and at least one national quality label have received the email. Now, if you finished sending the eTwinning school application and you still received an email 2 days before or one day before, don't panic. I think it's a bug in the platform. They are still working on it. So we received lately more emails, reminders that the application is a draft and we have to finish completing it. So if you did your work, don't worry. It's okay. Everybody who is on eTwinning and fulfills those criteria has received this notification. Now, if you are a new eTwinner, just make sure to have colleagues joining from your school. So don't stay by yourself on the platform, and don't I mean, try to be generous with the information. Bring two colleagues with you, and I don't know, invite them into your projects. Ask them to become part of your eTwinning activities. And of course, run one project and obtain at least one national quality label, which is not that hard. I mean, they are not asking now for European quality labels. It would have been hard because this year they didn't offer them yet. But anyway, in the last years, for sure, if you have been working in a project, one quality label, it's not that much. So if you have all these criteria fulfilled and you still didn't receive the notification, just go to the ESE platform. This is the notification you should have received. This is the email you should have received. If you didn't receive it and you fulfill the criteria, go to your dashboard on ESE, and down there, there is a notification. It was one on the left, with novelties, but down there on your my dashboard, from your profile on my dashboard, you have it at the bottom of the page. So if you go there, it will appear something like this. Mine looks like that, and it's a draft, as you can see. I was trying to have as many screen captures. I'm not trying to answer ASAP today. I don't know if it's working or not, but this is how it looks, and it's at the bottom of the page from your dashboard. So the eTwinning school label application. I am kindly asking you, if there are any questions, please write them in the chat box, or if raise your hand and ask. I tried to go up to the end to have the declaration of honor. Let me just tell you that mine doesn't download yet, but it will, and it will in time. Luckily, we have this extension also. So when you open that application, you click on edit. This is what it appears. Um, so let's go through the criteria, which are the ones stated in the eTwinning mission. It's nothing complicated. Maybe I don't know, if you applied before, maybe they ask for more proof. As I remember from the previous applications, they require more proof for each of the activities. So I was looking at e-safety. They ask you, are there e-safety issues referred to in your school policies? If there are, you will have to upload proof from, it's much more demanding since last time. Because for each question where you tick the yes, it will appear the upload the proof for that. So let me tell you that if you're working on the application, your best friend has to be the headmaster. Many of the school's policies, which are on the websites or not, have things related to eTwinning, since you have been working on eTwinning for a few years. So I will I will particularly tell you for each of the slides what they tell us that we should upload as a proof, and also what I was thinking to upload as a teacher and as a vice principal, because I started to write on the draft. So for instance, here I can prove it, for instance, with what I have in terms of e-safety label, because we obtained the safety label, and when we applied for it, we have the bronze. Um, it generates you an action plan. So that action plan, for instance, can be a good proof for supporting my my schools in terms of school policies. Also, in Romania, we have that regulament de ordine interioară. It's a it's a kind of a school's rule. Well, if in my school's rule I have things related to e-safety, then you have there the link, you have the upload file and the description. I copied from the school rules all those articles referring to online safety. I don't know if it makes sense. So in all the school's documents where I have things related to e-safety, I go and copy them. So you have this option, or if you have them on the school's website, you can just give them the link. I would do both of them, even if it's demanding. So what's very, very important? Yeah. So from the school regulation, I think it's important. So that's why I was mentioning go and discuss with your principals, because they have many other many other school documents maybe you don't have access to, and see if during the time you were able to make a difference and have eTwinning there, and have eTwinning related strategies or Erasmus or European strategies in your school's policies, because now they are really, really helpful. It's very important. Maybe go through. Anyway, all the materials presented today will be available. We will send it to you. So when you prepare for your eTwinning eTwinning school label application, you can refer to them. So you don't have to download, because I already took screen captures because I was afraid the platform will not work properly. So prove it, prove it, prove it. Prove it with whatever you have from your school, with whatever you have from your classes, whatever you have in terms of e-safety in your schools, in your school policies. Copy and paste it there so that you can prove it. Then the second question refers to shared leadership. And they want to know if in our schools there is a common school vision, if that vision is part of the school's mission, and who is making decisions in the school. How much are we as eTwinners consulted in our school's activities? I don't know, maybe eTwinning coordinators, maybe Erasmus projects coordinators, maybe heads of departments. Who is there? Who is there and making a difference, and whose voice is heard? Actually, I think this is the question. And how is this sharing culture in the school supported? Who is taking decisions? Are those goals setting a result of a collaborative brainstorming? Are we involved in what's happening in our school? And if we are an eTwinning school, thank God we are. Then you can see that there are two open questions with please provide evidence with a brief description. So you uploaded here a few materials. You will have to describe for each of them. You will have to prove it again, or I don't know. You will have to explain actually for the evaluators what you have uploaded. Why I am saying this? Because the documents probably will be very, very different, even if the commission prepared a few guidelines for us. Please describe what you plan to do in the next 2 years after you receive the eTwinning school label regarding shared leadership. So maybe, I don't know, I see it like this. Maybe you reflected on what you have in your school, and you came to the conclusion that maybe it's not enough, that maybe it's not everything that you could do as a school, and maybe you can draft a plan. So for the last question, this is what I see. This is how I imagine it. What can we do better? Because we can always do better. Um, so maybe we can make a draft there also. So in terms of shared leadership, you have a few suggestions for each of the questions. Um, they came up with a list telling you, uh, I don't think it's compulsory to have these ones. I mean, eTwinning has always been flexible. That's what we loved, besides of other projects and of what's happening on Erasmus and I don't know, on local and regional projects. That's what we loved on eTwinning. It was always flexible. But maybe these documents, I don't know if you have seen the list. I considered it was important because I was dreaming of eTwinning school label application, and I wanted to help if there is somebody who didn't see the list, didn't read it. And of course we can improve it. So a shared school vision in Romania, we have these things in it's called Proiect de Dezvoltare Instituțională, the PDI. Actually it's a school's document. I mean, any school document that has this, that has stated the vision and the mission. And maybe you have them even in your schools, I don't know, in corners, on hallways. Maybe you have these because these are the statements about your school. So for instance, for the first one, I just copied that part regarding the school vision and I uploaded it as a PDF, one page, and I wrote there at prove it at the description, this is page 6 from the that document of the school. And of course the headmaster is going to sign the and declare that everything that I wrote there is correct. It can be a link to the website where it is posted, because I'm sure that each school already has eTwinning as part of the website. It can be a newsletter or any form of communication where it's written about. Then we go to the mission, and here you can post, for instance, the school's action plan. I will show you an example later on with what I was posting. It's the action plan we had as an eTwinning school, but it's not compulsory. Maybe some of you have the vision also in the I don't know, in one of the school's documents, in I don't know, the European strategy, or in something that's that's signed and stamped by your headmaster, and it should be a good proof. Just that you have to upload it also. Then it's very important to document the fact that these policies, these documents, these activities are not just something that the headmaster does, or I don't know, two people in the school. It's very important to show that I don't know, eTwinners, Erasmus coordinators, heads of departments, teachers of diverse topics are part and are involved in the school's activities. So they are consulted, and this, for instance, can be, for example, a report. Maybe we had a meeting at school level and we decided something, and all the teachers were there, and maybe they signed the document, and it can be approved. I mean, I don't think it has to be something extremely complicated, but I think that they want to see that it's collaboration and it's shared leadership, and it's a team working on the same goals. So I wouldn't be, even if it's, anyway, it's complicated. It's a lot of things to write and to search through the documents and to upload. But I think that we can keep it short and simple, just explaining what it is and then upload it there. And also shared and collaborative practices among teachers. For example, collaborative documents, I don't know, regarding Erasmus days or regarding eTwinning days, or something that you have been doing as part of an eTwinning project, um, as as part of decision making at school level. For example, today I asked my teachers to state their needs regarding what they want to do in the next Erasmus project. So what they need in terms of I don't know, learning, in terms of courses. So this can be or what they need to learn as part of eTwinning activities, because we used to have webinars, especially during pandemics, when we focused on Web 2 tools. So it shouldn't be very, very complicated. I have here a screen capture, I mean, two screen capture. I don't know, Athanasia, if it's okay. It's just an eTwinner helping other eTwinners. That's how I'm relating to the application now. I know it was killing you because it's not working. The platform is not working as it should be. But for example, for these ones, I can put a screen capture from my school's website, where you can see that we have a link to eTwinning. So everybody entering our website can go to the eTwinning a page, which is separate. So and they can read novelties from there. And the part of the action plan, which was the eTwinning action plan, which is a different document from the school policies. This was especially for eTwinning and what we want to achieve in terms of eTwinning. So this could go for shared leadership. Now, going to collaboration, what do we have to prove here? That we plan together, that we co-teach, that we collaborate in the eTwinning projects, that it's not me in my class and the class is closed, the door is closed, and nobody knows what I'm doing. That if on school level there are eTwinning projects, everybody knows about them. And in the last years, I tried to squeeze questions like, okay, tell me the name of our Erasmus project, tell me the name of the twin project from gymnasium, just to see if other students than those involved um, are aware of what we are doing. Um, I will get to the declaration of honor, but since I read the question, I myself wasn't able to download the declaration of honor yet. But yeah, and it is personalized, because I think it's written something with the name of the headmaster. But I don't think it's such a hassle to create one, since I know that there are people who managed to submit and they had the model for the declaration of honor, and I think that we could replicate one. I will search for one from one of my friends and colleagues, and I will attach a blank one which can be personalized, because everybody has the same problem. It gives an error. So at least now it gives an error with downloading it. I wasn't able to download it before, but I thought that it was because I didn't complete everything, and I don't know. But now I wrote very, very much there. um then you were happy, yeah. For me it was an error today. Usually at the end you have the declaration. I went with the steps there. I'm just not able to open it yet, but I think that will also be solved. So what do you have to, yeah, for a few days. I think they are working on the platform, and in the next 2 days I think it's going to be the same. The platform will be under maintenance, and maybe after that it's going to work better. One very, very important aspect: if you start to write your application and you save it as a draft, please, everything you write there, the links you posted, the documents you uploaded, save them. Make a document. I don't know, I have a Word document and I'm writing the question and I'm copying what I posted there, because you have the limit for characters. Because if something happens and I have to write it again, maybe it's going to be harder. So keep in mind, if you are working on the application, make a copy for what you're writing there. So what you have to show in terms of collaboration is the fact that teachers collaborate between themselves, and they collaborate with parents, and there is an opening for the school, for the local community, and you have to prove evidence for all of these statements that you will tick with yes. So you have to prove it, and then also the same, you will have to describe what's your plan in terms of collaboration for the next period. Also here I see it as, I don't know, a projection for what's next, and I wouldn't be bragging. I would be really specific regarding to what my school's needs and expectations are. So I don't think that eTwinning wants all the applications to have the same plan. It would be insane. It would be unpractical. They really want us to discover what we do in terms of collaboration and how can we improve um, in our school, in our community, and why not on national and European level. So here also, you should prove how you plan together with your colleague teachers. It can be a, I don't know, Padlet where you were working together, maybe a draft of an extracurricular activity of or a unique project you were working together. Just a screen capture from a project you had in the previous 2 years, where you can show that not only one teacher from your school work, that there is a team of teachers, or that at least two teachers work collaboratively on your eTwinning work. So, for example, we were working on eTwinning. We had some eco clubs. Not all the teachers were enrolled on eTwinning, and I can, for example, post a photo from that eco club activity where I had the art teacher, the religion teacher, the music teacher, and so on and so forth. So you have to show that as part of the eTwinning activities, you have involved others from school also. Maybe some documents that show the collaboration with other organizations, maybe with local organizations, NGOs, training providers. I don't know. We all have different partners we collaborate with, but it's very, very important to show, to prove that we have this kind of collaboration. Also, it's very important. Maybe I know that you disseminate. If you have Erasmus, for you, it's very easy because all your Erasmuses are on eTwinning. I know lately, so you have lots of articles and news and newspapers. You can bring as proof. If not, on your school website, or any other proof you can think of to show that you have collaborated. So I have here a photo with a few of my colleagues participating to a focus group run by Mirela Alexandru on Erasmus Days. A few images with us collaborating with the Rodna National Mountains Parks representatives, so partner organization. Uh, I don't know if it's visible, but that's a capture from a newsletter with an article written by one of my students in collaboration with two teachers, and writing about eTwinning and Erasmus activities. And here I posted the European quality labels we obtained as part of one eTwinning project on school level. So we have I think nine European quality labels obtained by 9 colleagues who are working on the first eTwinning project we had as part of the Eco Heritage Matters project. So I don't know. Again, it depends on what you have on your computer, what proof you have. But I'm sure that that if you have been active on eTwinning these years, you can find proof for collaboration. Maybe there are some pictures, and I try to post different ones, but maybe there are some pictures from a school activities involving teachers and students. Maybe you have pictures from activities taken, I don't know, at municipality, or maybe you had invited experts, or I don't know. You just go through the twin spaces of your project, and it will become very, very easy to find the proofs if you don't have in the computer. And you know that the twin spaces are available now to be I mean you can still download from their images. Then you have to prove that it's not teacher collaboration, that students are a very very important part of your project and of your school culture, and that students are agents of change. And it's important to find those proofs to show that they are being consulted, that they are the ones, I don't know, participating to creation of the projects, that they are asked. And I don't, also you can go to your headmaster, for example, in many many very important committees on school level, students have representatives. So you just go and ask, okay, who, maybe you know who is the representative, is he coming to meetings? Maybe you don't have photos, because actually we're not taking photos to all the very very important meetings on school level, but you know that there are students in the anti-bullying committee, on school board level, and so on. So you just you can use that proof. I didn't go that far, because I had images with students who are part of the twinning projects and who are part of the student council, and I use those one. Maybe there are students who train and teach other students, and you can use those images also. Maybe your students are very involved and participating to parents meetings, or they really disseminate the activities of the school. You have to prove all these. Maybe they went to contests and they presented, I don't know, in Romania for instance we have Made for Europe contest. So if your students participated with presenting activities from your European projects, yeah, it can it can be used as a proof. Or other competitions you have, maybe they tweeted about them, or I don't know, they didn't tweet, they were posting on Instagram, or they were writing about their activities. So you can use those also as proof. Don't forget, always not just prove what you did, try to focus on the future and try to project what you will do. It's going to be very helpful if you do these plans now very seriously, because in 2 years you will have to apply again. And if you do the plan now, you have it as a draft, and you just build on it for the next eTwinning school label application, and it's going to be helpful for you. And uh, maybe less problematic for the next application. So you have here eTwinning projects, screenshots, pictures of people participating in school meetings or working together with teachers and parents. Um, it can be a document showing that that students from students council were involved in school decisions, and this can be provided easily by your headmaster. So go there and ask him, okay, so this is what I have to document, what can you give me from this part? And also you have your eTwinning experience, which is going to be very helpful. um, Description of events. You had conferences where people, where various students presented their projects. I told you it can be a competition, a conference, a school event, a drama performance. It can be a video. Maybe a student made a video about the project he participated to, so you can use it as a proof. Also training activities, tutorials, digital tools that were created by teachers and students. This is the first one. And the second one, regarding students as agents of change, um, promotional eTwinning activities, promoting eTwinning on local level, promoting eTwinning on community outside the school, maybe competitions, fairs, Erasmus mobilities, because I know that some of you have them, um, and so on. So anything you can find on this topic, you should use it. So I try to be specific here also, because I didn't want you. I mean, I wanted it to be helpful. I hope it will be, I don't know, maybe I clarified something. So you have here some images showing an eTwinning project collaboration, the first one. As part of the Eco Heritage Matters project, we had remote travelings each month during pandemics. They were not budgeted; they were eTwinning work. In the second one, I posted an image with Erasmus mobilities now face-to-face one as part of the youth tourism project we had. And since I was talking about competitions and fairs, I had a screen capture from a video, one of my students presenting the stand of presenting their work as part of the Made for Europe national competition. One image with some activities of our student council, some images from my students from the European Parliament ambassadors, the junior ambassadors, welcoming foreigners in our country and giving them the tour of the school, and also an image from the regional Made for Europe competition, which was held in our school. So here it's not very complicated either, and of course I will upload the official school documents also, but this is what I had in the computer when I was writing the draft of the application. Also, it's very important to support others. We are not just eTwinning is not competition, eTwinning is collaboration. So we as schools should become I don't know, models and I don't know, partners and collaborators of others. We shouldn't just grow by ourselves. Um, we should aim at helping others grow and develop. So we should have here a few evidences about how we as a school offer training courses for teachers. We did that during pandemics, and in my school, for example, we had some practical workshops on the use of the Twinning platform each year. In the last years, we hosted them online, but back then we used to have them face to face. This was on local and regional level. Then, of course, you can show proof of, I don't know, maybe training sessions you had. Maybe if it's not a course, maybe it's an elective you have in your classes. Some of you have eTwinning as part of the curriculum. For example, this year I have an elective class. I wrote the optional curriculum for it. So this could be also proof of my work. So once again, I'm not very strictly focusing on what they say we should upload. I think this was only created for us to be helped, for us to know what they expect us to upload. But every school is different, and I think that we should try to upload those things that we really did, and those things that make our school unique in terms of eTwinning school, because you all do amazing things, and then I don't think that we should rank them. This is greater and that is less interesting. I don't know if I'm making a point. I think that they want to see if in that local community, giving the resources you have tried to do the best in terms of motivating and then helping others. This is how I see it. Maybe you wrote articles about eTwinning. Maybe you promoted your projects, I don't know, in diverse newsletters, maybe in local newsletters, national ones. So those articles can be used as proof here. Maybe you participated to conferences presenting eTwinning work. Or if not, maybe you have a picture of your eTwinning corner in your class or in your school, and that can also be used. I posted here a few images because I'm presenting with Wally today, and I really love the Merito webinars we had a chance to participate to. The one symposium we have as a school, and I'm very proud of, and we have it for a few years, is eTwinning Creativity and Innovation. It's going to be hosted this year also. And a few activities run in collaboration with the county level school inspector at this time. But actually, it can be any activity that was organized by your school. And I think that in each eTwinning school there are activities that can be documented. Then also we should be able to prove that we have a preoccupation for inclusion, for innovative learning, and we should prove it, and also we should plan it for the future, for the future period. So you have here also a few guidelines, um, maybe certificates, or any other proof that a member of staff, not just one teacher, completed continuous learning opportunities, maybe on these topics, um, school trainings where teachers participated. I don't know, maybe it can be a webinar, it can be a conference, it can be a learning event on eTwinning you participated to, or any other learning event that helps your school grow. And I'm sure that now you have the proof, since you had the credits of the teachers, uh, for the teacher training center counted. So maybe you have the certificate. Then you should prove that the school promotes team learning and collaboration. Also, number of staff members from school who are part of eTwinning projects or other European projects if you have Erasmus. Um, Existence of working groups and their tasks and how they work. Also, you can maybe you can have a document from other projects you have in school, not necessarily only the twinning ones. um you should show that there is a transcurricular approach in your projects, in your work, and that there is collaboration towards teaching and learning in your schools. um then also, here you should demonstrate that you have the e-safety labels acquired. The second the second requirement for inclusive and innovative learning organizations, and this maybe it's easier to document it. Maybe you have on the website the netiquette. Maybe you don't have it on the website, but maybe you have it in your classrooms. Maybe you have the e-safety regulations and you upload there the document. You just upload there the label you obtained. Maybe you have partnership agreements signed with other schools from other countries. You can upload them there. Articles also, and any document from your school showing that you have consideration and you try to include people with disadvantaged people maybe, and you have a preoccupation to support students in need. I have here a few screen captures, an image with an activity we had with our dear Tatiana from Centrul Școlar de Educație Inclusivă, and the bronze school label we have. I didn't have time to complete the next one. I should, because this expires in April. I will do it for sure these days, and I will also upload the plan, because we had the plan there, and the application you can also download it from the e-safety label corner. Then if the platform works, you have the declaration of honor, you print it, the headmaster signs it, and you upload it, and submit the application. I don't know if it was clear enough, if it was too much. I um I am convinced that in each school there are documents supporting your activity as an eTwinning school. If there are not the documents that are posted there in the tables, the ones that were recommended, find your own documents, the ones that are already in your school, upload them and explain. That's why you have the describe option, the comment box. So you use that comment box and apply. because each school does amazing things, but does different things. So I think that you should use what you have. Yes, you will have this presentation on your emails at the end of the webinar. We will send them on your emails provided when you complete the feedback form. So this was this was my part, and now it's your turn. Until Vali will take over, I have a proposal for you. Actually, I have an interactive group activity because we are so many. I prepared the document for you. Let me just share the link with all of you. So I will explain the task. Let me just tell you, maybe I mentioned it at the beginning, but maybe it slipped. Um, all the persons participating to this interactive activity, you have the link in the chat, will receive an extra certificate for completing that. We will make, you have the link there in the chat. We will try to make a leaflet here in January. We will try to share good practices regarding web instruments we use in eTwinning, in Erasmus projects. So you will have to explain what or when would you use it, for what would you use it, for collaboration, for I don't know, for video editing, for I don't know, a short description, a link for it, and give a personal example, if possible with images. And we will try to make them into a little leaflet. It will mention all the authors' names. So you will be able to use it in your further activities, maybe as an eTwinning school, maybe as an application, as a collaboration if you want to. So whoever feels like wanting to contribute to this one, feel free to complete it. My time now is over, and I'm glad that is, because we have a very special friend invited today. And if I was speaking about the Cinderella of this Erasmus, the one that we love and treasure, and the one that will always be part of my teaching activities, um, today we have here Vali, who will tell you about what other opportunities we have, and how can we use these opportunities in terms of mobilities for students, mobilities for teachers, partnership, cooperation, partnership for students mainly. So she will tell you about the deadlines, and she will give you tips and tricks. And please use the chat box to ask questions, because she is an expert on Erasmus. Vali, if you are here, you have the floor. I will stop sharing. And Vali, we can't hear you. Oh, just a second. Let me make you a host, because I was okay. Okay.
Hello, thank you very much, Emeshe. Thank you for this evening, for this great presentation. Indeed, this new eTwinning school application is more or less similar to our European school. Maybe many from our participants are familiar with European school competition made for our Ministry of Education. So I when I check also the eTwinning school, it's is more deep and with more and more information. And I think the new is the proofs, so many proofs, so many links, so many photos, so many connection or print screens made in our activity. Yeah. I'm glad to meet you today, and let's share together some Erasmus Plus experiences, because I knew many teacher, and also the many schools are more and more active on Erasmus field. I will start to present step by step a small introduction about this big program. Just to look to our candidate guide, it around 400 page. So, but to remember and somehow to connect with my MSc with MSc presentation, eTwinning is important part of Erasmus Plus program. So, why Erasmus? Because the plus of Erasmus are study abroad for the students and for the teachers, gain an international competencies for the teachers, and gain important ability for our students. Also trust yourself, and your learning experience is different. Just 3 or 4 classes about this program, because we start this program in 2014 with the first wave, and in 2020.
Vali, are you sharing something?
Yes, you know.
We can see it.
Okay, just a moment. Sorry.
Yep, now we do.
Okay, and this it's the definition of the program. Can you see?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So from 2021 to 2027, Erasmus Plus is the biggest program in education, in sport, in youth, in training for all European Union, but also we have another country, important number of country who could participate in this program. Why? Because the society is changing in every minute. So we prepare the students for new competencies, for new jobs, and also for the new skills and new abilities. Maybe 10 years ago was not so important, but now the digital competence or the green competence are more important in each house, in each class, in each school, in each society. Also, it's important for the students to be involved in the democratic society, to fight with anti-bullying, to fight with racism, to fight with all bad behavior, and also to understand how importance of intercultural relations. And Erasmus bring together all these things in one big program. In this slide, you see the objective, the general objective of the program, to supporting educational, to supporting professional and personal development of the people of all ages of education, training, youth, sports, and beyond. We don't stop to learn at the finish of the school, because in the Erasmus we have also adults education, and we will discuss maybe later about the adults education, because the topics was changing in the new Erasmus 2021-2027. We have 33 program countries and also international activity open all over the world. To be sure, please check the Erasmus Plus website, because now, maybe last week I saw a recommendation wrote by our national agency Romania in connection with Hungarian participants or Hungarian partners, because they are in the stage of frozen funds. So to be sure, please check the website and all the information, because sometimes are some small problems, and to be sure, all check the website or give a call phone to the national agency. We have three key actions. Key action 1, we call the mobilities. Key action 2, cooperation or partnership. And key action 3 is policy development. We have here Jamone program and many other programs, small programs, more or less for the schools, university, but the new program want to add together with the same umbrella, schools, university, ministry of other authority who could help, who could change some policy, some educational policy in our country or in our region. How we could implement it, this Erasmus in our school? We have indirect through our national agency, usual in the key A1 action and in key H2 action, direct in the key A3, applied to our big agency, to the Brussels, to the central agency. So for the next years, please take care of this priority. We have 3 horizontal priority: digital, inclusive, and green. And as you saw in the explanation of MShe, many of the questions of the eTwinning school was based on digital, based on inclusive, and based also on the green priority. Sorry, I'm a little cold. So let's start step by step. In the action 1, we have the mobility. Mobility for the students, mobility for the teacher, but also for the adults education, special for the staff, and also for the learners, for the language learning opportunity, and also to learn new competencies. At the cooperation, we have partnership for cooperation. In the new call, we have small scale partnership for the newcomers, and also we have for the schools or institution with experience, we have cooperation partnership, but also we have excellence partnership for the excellence institution or vocational center, and maybe in the next year we will have Academy Erasmus Plus. For the policy development, we have also the preparation and implementation of the new politics in education and training fields, also the quality of and transparency and recognition of skill and competencies, and cooperation with EU instruments. And I suggest you to have a research before to apply in an Erasmus. EU developed a very important instrument called Selfie. Is for the measurement of digital skills. If you want to write a project about digital, you have to start from somewhere. You could measure the level of digital ability of your students, the level of digital competence of your teacher, and to present this small research at a point of start in our project. You receive some points for this your small research. And also it's very important in Erasmus, the dissemination and valorization all your activity, even you made something in your school at local level or at our county level, national and also international levels. And also the Jean Monnet before was only for the higher education, from university, from department of preparation of the new teachers. Now the Jean Monnet, it's open also for the school. You have a brilliant idea. You developed a brilliant idea, maybe in a KH2, in a cooperation project, and you want to spread, you want to implement at your county level or maybe your national level. So you are the perfect candidate for the Jean Monnet action, because through this action, you could change somehow the policy in one field of education. Also, we have youth, because youth, it's not so familiar with education, but we have students, or maybe we have teacher who has association or NGOs, very important, and they want to move mobility with young people, and also so youth participation activity. Youth is more, so how to explain, it's more or less connected with schools, but they choose one small part, maybe the civic rights, maybe the green behavior, maybe the digital competencies, and they could add in the community some experts to help or to make to deliver a course or to change something. They start with small change at community level. They are very important, this youth group of action, because in many cooperation partnership we work with NGOs. They came with new and fresh somehow methods or a different type of methodology sometimes are important and valuable in our cooperation partnership. And also they are more vocal than schools. Many changes at European Commission was proposed by the youth. Maybe you are familiar with Action Discovery EU, when the youngest they receive some passport to travel free around Europe by train. So it's proposed from the youth groups. They change the policy. So they are important. Yeah, the youth. And the last one, because it's the year when the sport is somehow on the wave, is the sport action, also for institution and maybe for to involve more and more students to make sports in good condition, to create sports fields, sports rooms for them, and also the non-profit events, especially in the rural area where you don't find so easily a sport gym or a sport room, and also for the social problems, to not spend so many time inside in front of the devices, in front of the computer, the students to go out to make some sports activity. Yes, and I want to present now very shortly the action with students' mobility in key action 1. We have 3 types of students' mobility: group students, short-time students' mobility, long-time students' mobility. And we have staff mobility for the teachers. Also, we have 3 or 4. First is courses. Second is job shadowing for teachers. The third is teaching in other schools, in European schools. And fourth is invited experts. For this year, the priority will be the beginner teacher who don't have so many experience. So they are prioritized this year, and also our students. You will receive money if you have social problem students, or you'll have students with opportunity like students with special needs, or students with from monoparental families, or students from institution of protection. You receive more money for the national agency to support them, for the documents, for the clothes, for the many things. And this is key action 1, and the deadline will be in 23 February. For the beginner school are key A 122, key 1 to 2. And for the experience schools, we have accreditation schools. This is different. So it's much easily to apply as an accredited school than without experience, but we suggest you to apply. Every national agency has many information on the website. They describe step by step how to apply, how to complete all the fields. You need only to be to create a small team in your school, to analyze some needs, to find the best way to resolve that needs, to choose the best activity for your school, and to write the application. The second big key action is the cooperation. Cooperation for the beginning are the small scale partnership with 2 deadlines. The first is 22 March, and the second is 4th of October. And for the schools with large experience or many projects, for them are the cooperation partnership with 3 types of budgets: 120,000, 250,000, and 400,000 euro is the last packet budget. Because the coordinator apply for all the partners, and they send to the for the application like a mandate letter, and the coordination send after the finalization the process the money for each partner. This is the reason this amount are very high. And also the key action 3 for the policy reform for the ministry, from all the institution, for the city hall, for all the institution could apply on this action, and also the Jean Monnet action with models, chairs, center of excellence, and also the networks in all Europe. Also, I wrote very few information about the mobility, because we have these 3 priority: digital, green, and inclusion. If you want to apply, please check to have all these 3 priority very clear, wrote in your field, in the field of application. You have to be green, choose green transport at least in one mobility, or include in your project some green activity, plant some trees, or create a green school garden, or made materials from the green and French lip materials. Digital, all your mobility combined, with hybrid. So after you coming back, create on eTwinning a project and work with your partners there and involve your students and also the teacher from the school also in the blended activities. And inclusion include also in the group of the students special needs, students with special needs, students with social economical problem from monoparental families and beyond, because are so many fields you could choose there. And also for the staff, for your colleagues from the schools, to not forget you have also experienced teachers, but you have also the beginner. Prior, make also opportunity for them, for the beginner in the school, to have the access to the best classes in the job shadowing activity, or maybe a very good course, and also involve them, because it's important to have in your team the young teachers. You could share all your experience and somehow you spread, and your experience will help the beginners in all specialty. This is key action 1. I put here some picture from our experience. The first is from the IT lab from Czech Republic, and the second is from the course made by Finnish experts who came in my school in this summer, and they create some outdoor activity and teach us how to create the group spirits, also between the teachers. Because if as a teacher I could made alone the project. So we start with a team. Let's create first of all the team of the teacher, and after that apply for an Erasmus project. And the second is the key action 2, also the cooperation.
Vali, just a second, before going to key action 2, there is a question from Atanasia regarding the
Yes.
key action 1 mobility. So maybe you can answer, though it was there were information about it on your slides also. She was asking about examples for KA1 mobilities of students. How many partners, schools, maybe how long can it take? On the previous slide, you had some information, but Vali will clarify it because she knows it better. It all depends on having accreditation or not having accreditation, but Vali will tell you.
Yeah. First of all, when you decide the numbers of the students in your group, you have to check your school needs, because maybe in your school you have also key action 2 projects, not only key action 1. It's important to check how many students you involve in that year in key action 2, how many students you could involve for key action 1. And for the students, discuss with the students and ask them, for them, what is more comfortable to be as group students. It's similar KH2 mobility, the group students activity, 10 students, 8 students, accompanied by 1 or 2 teachers, depending by the age of the children, of the students, because when you work with smaller one, it's difficult, just 1 teacher. I thought about primary school students or secondary school students, but when you work with high school students, in my opinion, is just 1 teacher who could accompany these students in the other European schools. And Also, the number of the teacher is important because we are supervised by the Ministry of Education, our regional inspectorate, and we need some documents to go out to travel and also to learn in another country. And when we move too many students and we move too many teachers, it's not good for our schools and somehow for our community, because it's 1 week, and in 1 week they lost many subjects or many contents, scientific contents, or many activity, because they learn in a different way. They don't learn the same subject as in Romania, for example. If I learn abroad with others, with other schools, in other schools. So also be careful with these aspects, because are very important. It's not a limit, how many students on how many teachers, but to be careful with these aspects when you apply to your national agency. Yeah. And also about key H2 action, I'm going to the next, the last slide. It's important because it's the cooperation. In key H2, in key A1, you have to find your host schools. You don't have to find in the time of writing after you receive the money. You start the research was very useful eTwinning in the last years, and also the school education gateway. But now we have to calm down and take easily, because eTwinning will will somehow will be functional in the next months, and to find the partners for the courses and find partners for the hosting schools. And also, so maybe you have projects, you made projects, KH2 projects before. You could ask your older partners to accept you in the schools, to coming back in the schools. Maybe you saw a method, and you saw maybe a material, something new on digital, in a digital application. So you want to go back in that school. You could ask your partners to accept you 1 week with a group of students and some teacher in the job shadowing in that school. Yeah, about the partners, to answer to the question about the partners. The partners are very important in that action, key action 2, in the we call cooperation or partnership, because in the first one we don't create a partnership. Here we have a coordinator, a school coordinator or country coordinator, and the other are the partners, our partners. Somehow allow an organization to increase the quality of education and the relevance of the activity made. Because with each project we develop some product, we develop some books, we develop some magazine, we develop new activities. Somehow we teach different than other school. So we want to share this, or we want also to present these good products at an international levels, because the goals are to increase the quality of education in our school. And European Commission saw the best way is to assist, teach, and share each other ideas between schools, not at very high levels. The best transfer are a small level, on the grass level, between schools to other schools, between students to other students by peer learning, between teachers to other teacher, by different type of methods, by different type of methodology. So for the newcomers, for the schools who are the first time in the program, we suggest for them the small scale partnership. So they have to decide between two type of budget, are 30,000 euro and 60,000 euro, depending by the number of the partners and also the type of activity. The application is not very complicated, because are for the newcomers, and also the national agency organized workshop. Check the page events on the national agency and you will find many workshops created by national agency with experts who will explain step by step how to write correctly an application. Yes, and also the cooperation partnership for the schools and also for the organization with experience. And they bring somehow together also schools, university, NGOs, or only the schools, are different type of the cooperation partnership. For 22 March, the deadline for the also cooperation, small scale and cooperation. And for October is the second term, but only for the small scale partnership. Because for the newcomers, the European Union decide to create two deadlines, two terms, one in March and one in October. So that's it from my part. Sorry for my English. If you have question, also in Romanian language, because I saw we have so many Romanian friends here, please open your microphone and ask. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vali, for your valuable presentation. Let me just see if I gave the participants the right to open their microphones. Now I think that they can raise their hand and they can ask questions if there are questions. I think it's very, very important to know that I don't know if you can have a really qualitative Erasmus without eTwinning. And I was and I'm not just encouraging you to use eTwinning in all your Erasmus projects, but because I'm an eTwinning ambassador, but because I've experienced it when you have Erasmus projects with eTwinning vibe, the activities you do, the collaboration, the people you meet, the involvement, it's on another level. So I really encourage you to make use of the twinning, even if the platform is not working now as it should be, but I am confident that it will be. If there are questions, please raise your hand and open the microphone, because we really want to answer the questions. So if anybody is interested in clarifications, maybe from Vali, because she is the expert on Erasmus, um, we try to answer, and I mean we try to speak about those things that we thought that they were important. Um, but check your national agency's websites, because they have their tutorials. There are workshops, there are online materials you can access. They have um, they start launching them, and I'm sure it's the same in each country. And maybe try to find your partners via eTwinning, even if the European School Education Platform is not yet fully functional. I want to tell you that you can post materials, and you can post invitations on your profile to your organization's profile, and you can leave it for 3 months, and maybe there are people interested in what you have there. I also have a message there. I posted a message there. I wanted to see if it's working, and it is working. So maybe you can use eTwinning. And there are Facebook groups also still functioning, and you can find reliable eTwinners. Um, if there are questions we missed in the chat, we will answer them. I hope we did answer everything. I just want to let you know that the next webinar, this time the next webinar, we will try to have it on twin space, but we figured it was more important to discuss the applications and the deadlines and the opportunities you have as a twinners. If you are not experienced on Erasmus, we encourage you to apply, maybe as part of your eTwinning project you have, because there was a question about mobilities and cooperation. So for example, if you have an eTwinning project and you have amazing project partners and you really want to have this exchange with students, grab the opportunity and apply for key action 1 for mobilities, and you could go and visit your eTwinning partners, even if you don't have the accreditation. Those who have accreditation say, oh, it's easier for those who don't have it. Those who don't have it, it's easier for those with accreditation. It's easy for everybody. The most important thing is to apply. If you don't write the application, you won't receive the funds. So if you don't have it, try to try to use it. I know that you have been expecting for the feedback form, and I'm sharing it with you. You have it in the chat box now. Please make sure to write your name and your school name correctly, and your email address, because we will be emailing them to your. Okay. So as I said before, the form for the eTwinning label application is, let me see if I have it open. I don't know if I have it open now. You can find it down there. We didn't receive the invitation, but we were able to find the application down there in your dashboard, down at the bottom of the page. You should have it if you fulfill all the criteria. But if you didn't receive it and you fulfill the criteria, make sure to contact your national agency, because they can help you. They are there to help you. I know that they are working. Yeah. So definitely contact them. I know from my agency that they are going to give us 2 more weeks for fulfilling the application, so you might have all the chances to complete it. So yeah, definitely contact them, because you have to have it there. Just a short reminder, until you complete the feedback form. We have a newsletter. The newsletter has official recognition, the ISSN number. Send us materials, send us articles, send us good practice examples, and we will try to publish them. And also, I want to let you know that eTwinning is not just a platform. eTwinning is a community, and you are part of this amazing eTwinning community, and we are here to help and encourage and motivate each other. Currently, the featured Action Research in School Education group hasn't migrated yet, but we are on Facebook. We have Facebook page, Facebook group. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. So you can follow us, and you can participate to our activities constantly. And the last reminder, all these materials, mine and Vali's, will be sent to you, and also the recording will be available. And all those who posted into the interactive material I have shared with you, let me just share it once again. We will receive an email. You will receive a separate email, so that you can send maximum 1 page. It's not going to be long. If there are, I don't know, if you want to describe, to write a bit more, this material will be posted as part of the group's activity, and you will receive a certificate of participation, and you will be mentioned as an author for our first interactive group work, collaborative group work of the year. So I'm looking forward to many interesting web tools for sharing and collaboration. This being said, I want to thank you all very much for joining us tonight. I want to thank Vali for her disponibility, for her availability to come and explain us how Erasmus works. I want to thank you all for being here. We are 64 persons in this moment, but we were more. Please complete the feedback form. Please sign up for the newsletter, and I promise you that we will be here each month with clarifications and ask us topics so that you can be here and learn from us. And if you want to share with us, we are a group and we are in need of experts and teachers willing to share. Write it in the feedback that you want to share with us, and we will be more than happy to invite you. Thank you. Thank you very much, and have an amazing eTwinning year. I will stop the recording.